Hi, welcome to the Thrift Shop. Today we're going to talk about the JBL 4313 speakers. The JBL 4313s are on either side of me. I've had these for a while. I absolutely love vintage speakers. I've got new speakers, I've got vintage speakers, I've got some bad vintage speakers, good ones. Just like modern speakers, vintage speakers can be bad too. So do your homework and you'll find what you like, and hopefully this video can educate you on if this speaker's for you. So the 4313, there are two different versions. There's a black face, which would be the A, but it's just left out. Then you have the 4313B, which is a blue face and a little more desirable. People do like the blue JBL colors. I was just happy with getting a pair of these. They were manufactured from 1980 to 1982. They come with a 10-inch paper cone, paper woofer, 5-inch paper mid-range, and its own isolated pod. It has a 1-inch phenolic impregnated linen with vapor deposited aluminum, which is actually very beautiful. It's one of the things that I do like about the look of these speakers. They are 89 dB efficient, so they're not the highest, definitely not the lowest efficient speaker, but I've had no problems. They're 8 ohms, so very easy to drive. Frequency response is 40 hertz to 18,000 hertz, and I think this is in a time where people actually specified the real frequency response, so this is true. It does sound like it digs a lot deeper than the 40 hertz in comparison to some other speakers that I have. If weight is a measurement of quality, I think these may win. The 47 pounds. So these things are like picking up a piece of lead. Seriously, they're heavy. And one thing that I do like about vintage speakers is the wood veneer. I think it's hard to find speakers, new speakers, that have the quality of veneering that was done back in the 70s and 80s. So I do seek that out. I am not a fan of vinyl wraps, not at all. Imagine if they started vinyl wrapping cars from the factory, not aftermarket. I think it's just a cheap way of going, and if you're going to pay good money for a speaker, it might as well be real wood. So it's just my opinion. In the time frame that these were produced, there's a lot of competition in speakers. You're in the receiver war kind of timeline, and certainly people would look for the 4311Bs by JBL or the JBL L100. So you can find these in the open market pretty good prices. So here at the Thrift Shop, we want to give you good value. That's what we're here. Name of the channel is try to give you thrift store kind of prices. So I think for the performance, you're not going to find anything better. I have Zoo Omen bookshelf speakers, and these are better. So these are my reference system. The Zoos are, they give you a different sound, but from a detail standpoint, you're not going to find anything better than these. Nothing. So, the irony is that people say that new is better, right? The speakers, the drivers themselves are better. The technology's made them better. Neodymium magnets and blah blah blah. I don't think that's necessarily true in all cases. I think there is a little truth in everything. I think some of the drivers, some tech is definitely better. I will be talking about some speakers on this channel that definitely are new tech and that absolutely are some of the best speakers around for the price. So I will show some of those. So I'm not anti-new speaker. I just don't think that the driver technology has improved that much in a lot of speakers. Again, there were a lot of speakers produced, you know, in the 70s and 80s. Not all of them are good. Not all of them were bad. So the same is true today. You've got cheap drivers coming out of China that may not be the best technology. You know, I would assume these were probably made in the United States. Not that made in the USA versus made in China would be a huge difference, but just when you pick these up, there's a sense of quality, and seeing the drivers move, it's just amazing. So to start off with the speaker, from a sound standpoint, I think one of the amazing things is the treble. This will either define if you like the speaker or not. Other than looks, if it looks good in your house, the first thing is the treble. So coming from the Zoo Omen bookshelves, the first thing you notice that having 3 drivers, you can definitely hear the time alignment of all the drivers. You know, I don't know if you're coming from a different speaker, if you'll notice that, but I did. And you'll notice that the treble is much more forward than most speakers. And I'll try to throw up the frequency response. It is pretty flat, but you will see a peak up in the upper treble regions, and I absolutely love that. I'm not anti-bass. I love having my bass in there, but the treble in these are just outstanding. I personally don't like silk dome tweeters. I just haven't heard any that sound really, really good. That may change down the road. I do have a few things to show you on this channel, but this metal dome tweeter, or this phenolic impregnated linen with a vapor deposit aluminum over it, sounds amazing. It is the most realistic sounding tweeter that I've ever heard. It's hard to distinguish between having a real drum kit and cymbals being hit in your room. It's that real. Most things don't come off. You get more of a that digital kind of glare. That's not a real cymbal hit. So that's where these shine. Having its own dedicated mid-range also is great for vocals. So I was listening to the Foo Fighters and their live album Skin and Bones, and absolutely amazing. It was recorded good, which helped, and the vocals just comes through super clear. So given the chance, I would rather have a 3-way speaker than a 2-way. I just think it's better to break up the frequencies and worry about the time domain. I just think you get a better representation of what's happening, and these are no doubt going to give you vocals. They're absolutely amazing. Another album that comes to mind, I listened to this, was Chris Cornell's. If you've never heard that album, I think it is the #1, in my book, the #1 audiophile kind of recording. If I were going to show anybody my system and I want to wow them, I want to drop their jaw on the ground, I would play Chris Cornell album. Alright, let's talk about bass, baby. So these, it's good bass, it's not great bass. Just being honest with you. They go down to 40 hertz. I think, I didn't run a sine wave tone generator on them to see how low they actually go. But you get a feeling they go a little bit lower, but it's just not, it's not moving the air. You're not getting that visceral feeling like you get with a subwoofer or anything like that. I think you can run these and be perfectly fine. I run them without a subwoofer down here, and absolutely like it. But I do feel that you would have more of a visceral effect if you were running a subwoofer with these. So it's about the only area that I think you could do better. So that's my review of the JBL 4313. So if you like what you watched today, please like, subscribe, tell all your buddies. So I want to get more people and help out the channel. So take care from the thrift shop. Bye.